Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guess what? 2012, the first episode of Lodi'S Licks. I got my coffee, got my notes, and we're going to do this first Lodi'S Licks, looking back at 2011 and what we learned. What did we learn in wrestling? In the independent wrestling in North, South Carolina, throughout the South, we learned a lot. We learned that no matter how hard all you fans think my head is not harder than a ring post. Perry, Georgia, we found out my head's not harder than a ring post. Lodi can get carried from the ring on a stretcher. Lodi can take an ambulance ride all the way to Macon, Georgia, and Lodi can get staples in his head. That wasn't a good thing to learn in 2011, but we can mark that one off the list because we got that one done. We also learned that Steven the Fever can be an EMT, a cameraman, and the boy takes a mean backdrop from Randy Orton. I spend more time stretching than I actually spend wrestling these days. That's one thing we learned in 2011. Because at my age, you have to do those things or you will get hurt. I also have to have my pencil to mark off my notes as we go so I don't get lost. Boys and girls, stay with me. I haven't lost you yet, have I? Good. If C.W. Anderson and Lodi are on the same card, 99.999% chance we are wrestling each other. From match 5,738, I suppose, we probably wrestled at least 400 times this past calendar year alone. Perry Saturn, not dead. Although we saw him in 2010 at the Flock reunion up in Philly, he actually wrestled this year on a pay-per-view against aforementioned C.W. Anderson and is now taking bookings. Thank goodness Perry is alive. Some wrestlers can do stand-up comedy. Some wrestlers cannot. A box boy who used to sit in the front row can become the top independent wrestler in the Carolinas. Not overnight, but sensation or not, it can happen. Diesel Oz, Vinny Vegas, Big Sexy. Not through wrestling. No matter who's helping you get better, you may still end up in rehab. As if we didn't learn that in the past, speaking from experience, we learned it over and over and over again this year. Not personally, but no matter who's helping you, if you're not ready to help yourself, you may need to go to rehab. God and Jesus don't have to be bad words in the locker room anymore. That's right. There's a Carolina prayer crew going around. You might want to catch us on Twitter. You might be surprised. Started out the year, CWA, down in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Lodi was voted the 2010 fan favorite. Who would have guessed it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's about all the things I want to talk about in 2011 because, like yesterday, it's old news. 2012, Lodi wrestling more often than he did in 2011. Make sure you catch a ride. Maybe a donkey, a ride in a car, a plane, train, doesn't matter. If Lodi is in your neighborhood, you need to come out and catch the Lodi Monster in action, pound for pound, the best thing going in sports entertainment today. So it is written, so it shall come to pass. Enjoy every breath you take. You never know when it'll be your last. Many have come before you. They've all fallen like fools. When it comes to hardcore wrestling, it's plain and simple. Lodi rules.